Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hyperledger Composer tutorial series. So today I am in the last video we have covered the Hyperledger Composer and we have deployed in a simple network. We modeled a network, then we ran a script. Then we have seen all this, we have tested it out, uh, and we have submitted transaction. We done we have gone through all these steps. So in this lecture, I will look into details about those components, various components. This is the URL I have following in today's video. So let's see what is Composer. Composer is a set of tools that make building blockchain applications easier. Okay, it contains a modeling language called CTO. Okay, it's part of a original project called Concerto. We do not need to worry about that. Just these model files has an extension .cto, and that origins of that goes back to this Concerto project. We are not going to worry about that. And we have a user interface called Composer Playground to test and deploy and test the business network. Okay, we have seen that the playground. Um, this is the playground. Okay, we did a testing on this playground in our last video. Then so we have a modeling language, we have a playground, then we have a command line interface. So we have seen that also in our last week, last lecture. So what is a business network? Business network is a group of entities who work together to accomplish certain goals. In order to achieve these goals, there must be agreements among the members of business network. Okay. The goals. This may be the goals, the goods and service that are exchanged, and how the exchange is to take place, including the business rules governing the payment and penalties. So if there is a late payment, there will be a penalty. If the delivery of the goods is delayed, there needs to be a penalty to be paid. So those kind of rules, all these we define inside this business network, and everybody will reach an agreement on that. So which members within a group allowed to participate and when. So these all are the rules, and these board rules form a business network. Okay, uh, let's consider a sample business network. Sample business network is called perishable goods network. That's what we are going to build. It involves perishable items such as bananas, peas, coffee, business partners such as growers, shippers, importers, and shipment of perishable goods. Agreement between business parties that stipulate conditions of the agreement, acknowledgement of receipt of goods and services. These are the various considerations involving this perishable goods network. Okay, back to our composer. Okay, more composer concepts. So, an asset. An asset is anything of a value that can be exchanged between parties in the business agreement. That means an asset can be pretty much anything, a house, crate of bananas, etc. Anything that we can touch. Um, if it has a perceived value and can be exchanged between parties, it's an asset. In our perishable goods network, assets include perishable goods themselves, shipment of those goods, and the contracts that govern the activities performed during the exchange. So we will go a little bit detail into this asset. Okay, let's consider another concept involved in the. We have seen the assets in our previous video. We build an asset, okay, and here the commodity that is our asset. So this is our asset, ABC trade symbol, and it asset has a value, all those information we have mentioned here. So we will dig deep into that asset later. Then the another concept is participant. A participant is a member of a business network. For the perishable goods network, this includes growers who produce the perishable goods, the shippers who transport them from growers to the ports, and the importers who take delivery of the goods at the ports. So there are various participants in a network. Okay, and the access control. This is very important concept inside the a business network. Okay, not every participant has an access to everything. For example, a grower does not have access to the contract between shipper and the importer. So the farmer do not need to know how the what is the agreement between shipper and importer. So the farmers, the growers access limit um, to the ship. We should have visibility up to the shipper. After the shipping happens, he do not have any visibility, and these kind of limitations we can add using access control. Okay, in the last video we see the access control. Where is the access control? Yeah, here we created an access control file called permissions.acl, and we gave all the access because we were just testing the system. So operation all allow, all this signifies that all the or there is no restrictions we have added, but this is how this access control is defined. Okay, now back to our, okay, access control. That's about access control. Now the another concept is transaction. When an asset is touched, that interaction potentially affects the state of the blockchain ledger. The interaction is modeled in Hyperledger Composer as a transaction. Examples: IoT sensor in the shipping container records a temperature reading, and that is a transaction. That reading should be saved inside the Hyperledger. Importer receives shipment of the perishable goods. That is another transaction that needs to be recorded. And IoT GPS sensor records shipping containers current location. That is another transaction. Transactions are the business logic or smart contracts of the system. Okay, that's about transaction. Okay, then another concept is events. An event is a notification produced by the blockchain application and consumed by an external entity. Okay, blockchain produce the notification, and notification is sent to outside our blockchain network. That those all are events. When a blockchain ledger is updated as assets are exchanged in the system, this is an internal system process. However, there are times when the external entity needs to be notified that the state of the ledger has changed, or that maybe something else of note has occurred in the system. Your blockchain application could use events in this scenario. Events are basically communication between outside parties. Examples of events in a perishable goods network. Okay, let's consider events in our perishable goods network. A temperature reading has exceeded upper or lower boundary X number of times. This might indicate a problem with the shipping container itself. Okay, that is an event that needs to be reported. A shipment has received, a shipment has arrived at the port IO. Yeah, these all are the various events. Okay, Composer Modeling Language, CTO. So we have discussed CTOs. CTOs are the modeling language, and this is how the CTOs look like. Okay, this is a simple CTO. I will show you a complex CTO. So perishable CTO. Okay, it has various elements. Okay, there are. This is a system. Yeah, those who are familiar with the object-oriented programming, they can easily follow these. And yeah, it's not hard, but if you notice, if you understand the concept, it is very easy. Okay, we will discuss in detail whenever we come across each and every components of this CTO. So let's go back to our simplest CTO we have done in our last video. Model CTO. It has a namespace, it has an asset, it has a participant, it has a transaction. Okay, that's pretty much the CTO thing. So we will see in detail. CTO modeling language is tightly focused for modeling business network with just a few keywords. So there is not a lot to learn. The model of the your business network reside in a file that has a CTO extension. Um, the CTO file will have a namespace, resources, imports. These three things will be part of the CTO file. Okay, let's see what is namespace. Namespace create the boundary within whose scope names are considered to be unique. Every CTO model file requires a namespace, which means every name within a CTO model file must be unique. Okay, so let's see our example CTO. So this is the namespace. Okay, we have to give a name for our CTO, and the name should be unique inside a network. Okay, resources. Next comes the resources. Okay, so resource is one of the following. It can be asset, participant, transaction. These three types of resource we have already seen in our last video. Let's go back and see. Asset, participant, and transaction. Okay. So then there is another types called event, enumerated type, concept. Okay. Event is a notification, something interesting happening in the system. It's this we discussed, right? Event, so those external event notifications, those we can define using this event resource. Enumerated types are like a constants. We can define some constants. We will see them, then you guys will understand what is an enumerate type. Then there is another resource called concept. Any object you want to model that is not one of the other types. Okay, that's a little complicated, right? Let's see what is a concept first. So let's go. Yeah, here you go. Concept. When an entity exists in your business model but is not an asset, not a participant, not a transaction, not a event, you model that kind of entities as a concept. Okay, here example we have given address. Address is not, we cannot consider as an asset. It's not a participant, it's not a transaction, it's not an event also. So what else it could be? It could be concept. Those things that do not falls under these category as a participant, transaction, we represent them as a concept. Okay. I hope you guys understand that. Next what? Concept. Then enumerated type. I don't have an example of enumerated type. Oh, that's bad. I didn't prepare that. Let me go back and see where I can find an example for you guys. Here, yeah, VS Code. Enumerated type. Here, address. That is a concept. Yeah, enumerated type. These are constants. So this enum defines what all product this perishable network going to handle. So product types. So it will have bananas, apples, pears, peaches, coffee. Shipment status. That is another enumerated type. It's another constant. So a shipment created, shipment in transit, shipment arrived. So a shipment will have three status. So all that three status is captured as a enum. Okay. So it's a self-explanatory. Enum. So enumerated type enum. So all these three, all these four we have already discussed. So yeah, we covered all the types of resources, okay, in a CTO file. So next, import. Imports are used in a CTO model file to indicate relationship between entity in that model file and entity from another model file. Okay, import. I don't have an example for that. I think let's move to another concept. A namespace, a resource has following property. We already discussed it should have a namespace. It's a parent type, so but if applicable indicated extends. Okay, so let's see where I can find extends. Yeah, so participant grower extends business. So business is another participant. It's an abstract. So so this grower will have an email address and account balance. A shipper will also have all the three, and importer will have all the three. So instead of repeating all these again and again, we define a business participant and extend that business participant to grower, shipper, and importer. Okay, that's what I meant by the extend. Um, so A super type extends to that is then abstract. We have seen abstract also. Abstract is nothing but in the super type we have mentioned it as an abstract type. If you don't want to resource to be instantiated but rather used as a super type for other resources of that type. Okay, that's why we use. So it's very similar to these object oriented languages. So in a perishable network, a shipment asset is modeled like this. Shipment asset, okay. Yeah. Um, we have seen this type of asset in our last video. So we have an asset, we have a participant, we have a transaction. So this asset has a owner. The owner is a trader. Okay. So one-way relationship, commodity to trader. That's what this one signifies. So so we have seen that already. So let's look example. I will point out few things. Namespace. We have seen what is a namespace. Asset keyword indicated. Shipment is an asset. The property indicated by lowercase o. The lowercase o is nothing but this one. Okay, these are the properties. So o indicate that that's a property. Uniquely identifies the shipment indicated by identified by. So identified commodity uniquely identified by the trading symbol. That's what identified by means. Trading symbol. Okay. Um, its properties have a type which can be fundamental types like a string, okay, enumerated type like product type, transaction like a array of temperature reading. Okay, let's see what is an array of temperature reading. So here we have array of temperature reading. Okay, so the property can be those kind of things. So product type. This product type is a enumerated. Shipment status is an enum string, a variable. So this also, what is this temperature reading? Let's see how it is represented in our example. Okay, temperature reading. Yeah, it's a transaction. Okay, it has a temperature reading array of transactions. Okay, that's how they represent in the modeling language. And a contract, a link to the contract. This shipment will has a contract, and this is how we are linking to the contract. So that's pretty much it. Okay, the reference indicated by this symbol to contract is called relationship and is a one-way unidirectional relationship. Okay, so we have seen that. Okay, I think we are all set. We have discussed already all the different components. Now we did a simple testing also. So we are all set to dive deep into this setting up these composer things and testing it out. Okay, in the next video we will build a REST server and test it out this perishable goods network. Okay, okay, wait for the next video, and don't please don't forget to subscribe and like, and I have given the links to all the social media channels. Please subscribe and yeah, share and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.